Alright, YouTube, it is Mr. Mean coming at you tonight. Sunday, December 1st. I almost said November. It is December 1st, 2019. We got like a month left and we are in 2020. Crazy! First, a big shout out, or not a shout out, but let's get some housekeeping out of the way. You can hit me up on Discord. There's a link on my YouTube page. You can get a hold of me through MeWe. There's a link on my YouTube page as well. You can send any donations you like to PayPal Pay Me. There's a link on my YouTube page as well. And also on ZellyPay. If you do online banking here in the States and you have the mobile app on your phone, it's most likely already in your phone. So you can set up and just rest assured any donations that I get, they do go back into the channel. So thank you guys very much. And as always, hit that like and subscribe and let your friends know. It really does help out the channel. We are almost to 600 subscribers. That is awesome. So thank you guys very, very much. I appreciate the likes and the subscribes. Tell your friends if you like the Talking Head YouTube channel and the thoughts and opinions of a misanthrope. That would be me. I love to talk at you. So and I really appreciate all the comments and everything when you guys leave. When I post a new video, it means a lot. I do read every one of them. So I do appreciate it. And of course, if there's any games you want to see reviewed and or talked about, please feel free to hit me up on Discord or on MeWe or here on YouTube and send me a message. And if you're a game designer or developer and you want me to do a review, please be aware that I will give you my unbiased opinion and I will review your game honestly. So take that for what it's worth. But first and foremost, I want to give a couple shout outs because we got some new subscribers. So this is something I just started doing. I thought it was kind of a cool thing to do, and it never dawned on me. And I watch tons of YouTube videos, and I see everybody thanking their Patreon subscribers. And so I was like, well, you don't have to be a monetary subscriber to get thanks. I think it's just a nice thing, so I wanted to give, it's just something I started doing the last couple of videos, and so I want to give shout outs to the new guys that joined the channel. So Wagner Karn, I think I gave you a shout out last week, but anyway, he's new as of November 22nd. Daniel Drager, I hope I said that right. Daryl Hunt, Arthur McMahon, William Oliver, and of course Ant DeVamp. All new subscribers, and Ant subscribed on my Eclipse Phase video, and yeah, man, that first edition book, I bought it just on the cover alone, and then of course when I read it and everything, I was like, wow, this is a cool game. And then when I saw they were doing a Kickstarter for the second edition, I just had to back it, and luckily at the time I had the financial means, and I was able to. I think it was like 2 years ago, year and a half, 2 years, I don't know. But anyway, those are the new subscribers, so I wanted to give a big shout out to you guys. Thank you for joining the Meanie Army. Tell your friends, like and subscribe. It helps out the channel. And, if you feel like making a donation, you know how. So I do appreciate it. And, of course, like I said, it goes back into the channel. So tonight's video is not so much a review of any new game, but just what's going on in the Mr. Mean mind. That's a scary place. You don't want to be there. But I've been running, for those that have been following the channel, I've been running Pathfinder for the last couple of months, pretty much since it came out in August, and we have really enjoyed it. We love the 3-action economy, love the Galarian world and what they've done with it and how they've kind of updated it and everything, which I think is really cool. And but I'm losing out of my 5 players, I'm losing 2 due to holiday. One's in India right now, visiting, spending time with his family. He won't be back until the first of the year. And the other player just left or is about to leave, and he will be back again after the first of the year. So I didn't want to keep going with the storyline as it was with 2 players down. It felt like that was not a cool thing to do on my part. So we shelved it. It's going on the shelf there for the next month or until after January, and then we'll pick it up again. But in the meantime, we wanted to play something different, and so we kind of came to the consensus that the 3 players are our father and son team. The father I work with, and then my other player is really an awesome player, and he's down to play anything. He just wants to play. And he basically said, John, whatever you run, we'll play. We're easy. So I've been wanting to run this for a long time. It's been in my collection since the Kickstarter, and that is Corvus Belli's Infinity, the role-playing game. I'm a huge fan of the miniatures game, and I am going to start highlighting some of the miniatures on my channel. Some of the painting, not necessarily a sit and paint. I'm just going to go over the miniatures after I've painted them. And I've got some Kill Team. I'm a real huge fan of Necromunda, so I'm going to do some Necromunda stuff and review some of that stuff. I've got the new Chaos book coming. It should have been here already, and they say it was delivered, but nothing came to my door. Of course, those that don't know, I live in Minnesota, and we're under a blizzard right now. We got 19 inches of snow in one evening, and I think we got 9 inches the day before. So that's a lot of snow to be dumped in a 24-hour, 48-hour period. So anyway, the postman says he delivered it, but I didn't get anything. So I've already created a dispute with Amazon, and they'll either send me another copy or refund my money. To be honest, I just want the copy, and I honestly believe the mailman just didn't deliver it. He may have drove by the house, and maybe the GPS tracking said it was delivered, and he never got out of his truck, because I don't blame him, to be honest. The weather was shitty, but that's his job. I don't complain when people ask me to fix their computer. That's my job. So, but you chose your job, I chose mine. But anyway, neither here nor there. So I did a review of this way back in the archive. It's one of the earliest videos I did. And I did another video highlighting Mutant Chronicles, which is another 2D20 game that is near and dear to my heart. And I also did a video explaining, or a basic explanation of the 2D20 system and how threat and momentum and all that stuff works. So if you haven't seen those, or if you're interested in the 2D20 game, go check those out, because Modiphius makes some great games. They've got the Star Trek license, they've got the Conan license, they've got the Infinity license, they're doing Mindjammer. They're also now basically a publishing house, and so they've got Mindjammer, they've got Coriolis from Free Liga, Simba Room, I believe, is also under their hat now. That's just the publishing side, because now they're big enough, they've printed enough books. I guess they have a dedicated printer. I don't know if it's in Canada or America. Let's see if this says. This is the second printing. It doesn't say published by Modiphius. Doesn't say where it was printed. I wish it did. I really like it when books say where they're printed. Yeah, that's not. It doesn't say where it was printed. And maybe it does in the fine print somewhere, but I don't see it. But anyway, this is such a great IP. Corvus Belli started out years ago. I think they've been in the business like 20 years now, or well over 10 years. And they had another game called Warcrow, I believe it was, and that was their fantasy game. That's kind of what they were kind of known for. They made some really distinctive fantasy games, and it's so funny because if you research the history of Infinity from the guys, it started out as a role-playing game, and then they were already making miniatures, and so they said, hey, we should make a miniatures game out of this, which so weird, because how do you go from a role-playing game to a miniatures game? Usually it's the other way around. You go from a miniatures game and then it becomes a role-playing game, like we have here. But these guys started out as a miniature company, and they had a weekly or a bi-weekly game that they were playing in-house in Spain, where they're out of, and they decided, wow, this would be a cool world to make a miniatures game. And so that's where it went. So then when Modiphius approached them and said, hey, let's turn this into a role-playing game, the guys at Corvus Belli just gave them all their files. The GM, I think there was one or two of them that were GMs, and they just gave them all the information. And then Jay Little and all those guys at Modiphius, they just jumped on it and they expanded it. They already had a winner with Mutant Chronicles and Conan, and so this came along, and so the 2D20 system was just a good fit. So long story short, I have a long-standing love and want to run this game. And so I decided to, since they gave me carte blanche to run anything I wanted to run, I was going to run old school Deadlands, the original Deadlands. But the mechanics they're not bad mechanics, but it's very, I don't even want to say kludgy, because that's not fair, because it's not a kludgy system. It's just very in-depth, and I don't want to think that hard, to be honest. I love the spaghetti western with meat. I love original Deadlands. Deadlands Reloaded, the Savage Worlds version, is also very good, but I don't think the Savage Worlds rules fit the Deadlands genre very well. Now, that being said, I just watched Undeadwood on Critical Role, their Halloween 4-part miniseries where Brian Foster GM'd basically Deadlands, but it was Deadlands Reloaded, the Savage Worlds edition. And it looked like it went really well, but they didn't do a whole lot of mechanic explanation. They just did a lot of storytelling. And they did roll some dice, but it was never, the dice rolling was not the priority of the show. They did a lot of storytelling, and the dice were just there to accent the story, which is kind of the way it should be. And I really enjoyed that. So if you haven't checked that out, go check it out. It's very cool. But anyway, I wanted to run this, and so the guy said, yeah, please run it. And so we're going to get together, we're going to make characters. There's, of course, a very good online character creator. So I've already given everybody a copy of the PDF of the player's guide, which is all they need. That'll give them the base mechanics and how to create a character. And then I'm going to send them the link for the Modiphius character creator that one of the fans of Modiphius did. He's done the Conan one, and he's done the Mutant Chronicle, and he's also done the Infinity one. And it's quite well done. It makes, for the most part, pretty balanced characters. If you're interested in this game, of course, I'll include links down in the doobly-doo. I do recommend you pick it up. If you're a fan of the 2D20 system, or if you're a fan of hard sci-fi, this might be right up your alley. It's a very cool game. The mechanics really, really fit the world. I've run Mutant Chronicles a couple of times, and the 2D20 really seems to jive really well with Mutant Chronicles, as well as Conan. I've run Conan, and I've played Conan a couple of times, and it's been phenomenal. It's been a lot of fun. I played it with the guys over at Nerds International before I left their group, and I had a lot of fun. They run a great game, and I hope all those guys are doing well. And if any of them still follow my channel, I say a big hi and hello to all of you guys in YouTube land. But I was pretty excited to get a chance to run this and run the story I want. I'm reading a couple of adventures to get ideas of how the way the adventures flow and everything. Because I did the Kickstarter, I got everything in PDF as it comes out. So the Yu Ching source book just dropped. It's not the final proof, but it's close. And so we're supposed to be submitting feedback. I'm not doing that because I just don't have the time. But I am reading what they're doing, and it looks phenomenal. Yu Ching is my second favorite faction. Of course, my first favorite faction is Nomads. And so really, really I got the Nomad book, and I'm very, very happy with it. It's very well done. So fantastic art, very solid rule system, and very well done books. If you're looking for a new RPG and your group is into sci-fi, hard sci-fi, without the crazy superpowers and everything that a lot of sci-fi games degenerate into, psychic powers and all that. Not to say that's a bad thing. If that's your jam, then I'm glad it's your jam, but it's not in here. This is pretty solid. I do believe there are some psychic powers, but I don't think players can start out with them anytime soon. I think maybe if you're part of Aleph, you might be able to get it, but don't quote me on that. But for the most part, you're just human beings. They do have a race called Dogface, which is basically you're a werewolf. There's no other way to put it. You're a human being. Then when you've been genetically altered, and when you take enough damage or you will it, you turn into a werewolf. And I know that sounds really out of place, but when you read the history of Adriana or Ariana, they're kind of they're weird. It's basically American and kind of Britain, or Canada, I should say. They come together, and you just got to read it for yourself, guys. Check out the PDFs. They're relatively cheap. I think they're $20 a piece. There's a Black Friday sale going on right now on Modifius, and so all their core books are 50% off. This book, I think retail was $59.99. The price isn't on here because this is the Kickstarter version, and it doesn't have it in the ISBN. I think the new retail version does. But yeah, definitely, if you're interested in any of the Modifius games, now is the time. I think that sale is going solid until tomorrow. They may have a Cyber Monday special. I don't know. But definitely, if you see this, unfortunately, I don't think I'll get this uploaded until tomorrow morning, so it may be a little too late, and if it is, I apologize. But if you're able to get a hold of it, between now and before the sale ends, it's 50% off all the core books, so that's a smoking price. $30 RPG, that's 400 and something, 300 and something, 400 pages is pretty solid, full color. Really well done book. I can't say enough about it. So I wanted to whip out a video, give a big shout out to all the new subscribers. I'd gone a week without making a video. It's been crazy here with the snowstorm and the holidays. We had a wonderful Thanksgiving. It was very low key. My wife made an amazing turkey. And so we are doing good. We're hunkered down here in the snow. So just wanted to pop out a video tonight and give thanks for everything, and thank you to all my awesome subscribers. You guys keep up the great work. Let's grow the Meanie Army. So thanks again. That's just kind of what Mr. Mean's up to and what game I'll be running. I do have a review still coming for second edition Eclipse Phase. I've also got a review in the works for Necromunda. Gonna be going over some of those books, and so just wanted to let everybody know what's going on and let you know I haven't faded from the world, and wanted to spit out a video real quick. So peace, love, and happiness, and remember, as always, Mr. Mean says, be nice.